Hello there everybody. So today we are making a basic bodice pattern. So this is my paper that I'll be drafting my pattern on. So my paper is folded in half like this so that I can be able to make both front and back bodice. Okay, so let us begin. So I'll start by marking my starting line, which is my shoulder line. And then after that, I'll go on and mark my waistline, which is the length from the shoulder down to the waist. So I usually make mine 45 centimeters. So, and then I'll just go on and mark the line. Okay, so we have marked where the bodice begins and where it ends. So now let us draft the bodice. So I'll start here on the shoulder line. So I will go on and measure my shoulder to shoulder measurement. And then after that, I'll come to the paper and put the measurement down. So I'll put half of my shoulder to shoulder measurement. My shoulder to shoulder measurement is 36 centimeters. And here on the paper, I'll put 18 centimeters. That's the half of 36 centimeters. Okay, so that is the measurement that I am marking now. My shoulder to shoulder measurement, 18 centimeters. And after that, I'll go on and make a mark to slant the shoulder. So I'll put my tape measure on the 18 centimeter mark down. It is 3 centimeters. So I'll measure 3 centimeters down to mark that shoulder slant. After marking the shoulder slant, I'll go on and make my neckline. So the width of my neckline is usually 8 centimeters. Okay, so I'll just go on and measure 8 centimeters. Like this way, and then the length is usually I will make it 4 centimeters. Okay, this is for the back, 4 centimeters for the back. Okay, and then I'll go on and make my neckline. Okay. After that, I'll go on and connect the neckline and the shoulder slant mark that I've made earlier on. So I'll just make a line from the neckline down to the mark. And then I'll go on and measure from shoulder to upper bust. Mine is 21 centimeters. And then I'll come back to the paper and put it down from shoulder here down to upper bust, okay, or underarm. So it's upper bust or underarm, whichever way you want to call it. And then I'll go on and mark it. So as I said, that mine is 21 centimeters. Okay, and then I'll mark 21 centimeters. And then I'll go on and connect the shoulder and the upper bust mark that I've just made now. Okay, so I'll just go on and draw a line to connect the two. And then I'll draw a horizontal line to represent my chest line. And then I'll go on and measure and mark the midpoint of this line. So this will be my armhole, this line. Okay, so I'll just measure it and mark the midpoint now. So I'll just fold my tape measure and fold in half the measurement, and then I'll just go on and mark the half point or the midpoint of the line. After that, I'll go on and measure my bust circumference. So I'll just put a tape measure around my bust. And then I'll come down to the paper and put a quarter of my bust circumference, the measurement that I just took. So I just divide it by 4, and then I'll put it down here on the paper. And then I'll add about 2 centimeters for the ease, okay, so that it is not tight, it's just nice and comfortable around the bust area. So I'll add 2 centimeters to the quarter of the measurement that I just took. And then after that, I'll go on and make my armhole. So I'll just connect the midpoint line and the bust measurement that I just took. Okay, so as you see me do here, so I'm just freely making the curve there to connect the 2 points. And then I'll go on and measure my waist circumference. And then I'll come to the paper and put it down on the waistline, a quarter of my waist circumference. Okay, so I just put it as it is, my waist circumference divided by 4, and then I put it there, quarter of it. And then after that, I'll go on and connect my chest line and my waist circumference to finish up my bodice. And now we have the basic bodice with no dots. Okay, so if you want something simple, basic, so this is it now. So this is the back. So I'll go on now and make some few changes on the neckline and on the armhole. So I'll take the neckline down by 8 centimeters, okay, to fit the front. Okay, and then go on to the armhole and measure a centimeter in to make the dip in on the armhole for the front. Okay, and that is it. So that is the bodice with no dots. And now you can go on and cut your basic bodice out. If you just want a simple bodice like that with no dots, you can go on and cut it out. And if you want some dots, let us continue and add on the dots. So I will start by extending my waistline by 2 centimeters. That is the amount that I want my dart to be. Okay, so I want a 2 centimeter dart. So I'll just go on and extend my waist by 2 centimeters, and then I'll just go on and make a new line that connects the chest line and the waistline. Okay, so that is how it looks now with the 2 centimeter added. So I will cancel this line now, and then I will work with the line on the outside. And then I'll go on and measure the length from my shoulder to the bust point. Okay, like this. And then I'll come down to the paper and put down the measurement. The length from the shoulder down to the bust point is 25 centimeters. So I'll put it down on my paper, and then I'll just go on and make a horizontal line to mark it as the bust line. Okay, so that is the bust line. And then I go on and measure the distance between the bust points. Mine is 20 centimeters, and then I divide it by 2 and make it 10 centimeters. Okay, so 10 centimeters is what I'm measuring and putting down on the waistline and on the bust line. Okay, so 2 dots, 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and then I'll connect the dots. Okay. And then I'll go on and measure 3 centimeters down on the line that I just made. Okay, so from the bust line down 3 centimeters. Okay, so I'll measure it down. So that is where my dart will start, or that is where it will end. Okay, so it must not sit exactly on the bust line. It must be just below the bust line. And then I'll go on to the waistline and make my dart length. So it's a 2 centimeter dart, so it will be 1 centimeter on the one side and then 1 centimeter on the other side. And then I'll just go on and draw and finish up my dart. So it will start from the waistline up until to the 3 centimeters that I measured down. And that will be my front dart. So for the back bodice, I'll just go on and punch through to show where the dart starts and where it ends. Okay, so I'll just make holes where it starts and where it ends. so that I will be able to make my back dart. Okay,